What? Stream from the committee boat. Yeah. Okay. Watch the course. We're going to jump over to the committee boat here. Watch the start of the 7th race, 2010 Puma Moth World Championships. We're making the crossover onto the committee boat. We are boarding. I don't know how happy they're going to be with us here. We have 1 minute and 28 seconds until the start of the 7th race, 2010 Puma Moth World Championships. During this race, it's going to be me, John Casey, along with Chris Dixon, doing some commentary. Very technical guy. He knows a hell of a lot of stuff about carbon. He's from CST Composites. We have 1 minute, 7 seconds until the start. And sorry, the 1 minute till the start. I'm screwing them up already here on the committee boat. They're telling me to get away. So we have 45 seconds left. We see the boats racking up. There's a lot of boats close to the pin. We need more cable. Can we get more cable? Can we get more cable? Slide it over. We're trying to get as close as possible. We're up on the line. If the start flag is just to the right of the camera right now.
3615 is down the pin. Still 3666 is the close one. Three. And again. 1 over 3666.
3666 is over. Can we tell who 3666 is? They're over. We have one flag down. He cleared the line. 366 came back. He went around the pin and he restarted. And now we have a lot of the fleet who's tacked over onto port tack. They're going over to what has been the favored side of the race course in the last race. We're trying to see. Oh, who is that? That's number 4 coming across. It looks like that's the race leader at the moment. We got Dalton coming across. We've got Bora also coming across over to the right-hand side. Oh, and also we've got Arnaud coming around. He started close to the boat, kind of a midline start. He's going around to the right-hand side also. They're all in a nice pressure patch coming across. They got the boats heel to windward. They got full height going, sheeting in, sheeting out, adjusting the sails as they're coming across the course, going over to the right-hand side. We got most of the fleet has tacked over and going to the right-hand side. Off here. 7th race at the start, 2010 Moth World Championships, and it looks like Bora is gaining a bit. Okay. And it looks like Bora is gaining a bit. He's sailing with really nice technique going upwind. Bora might be in the lead at this point. Bora is definitely in the lead, I think, right now. He's starting to figure it out in these mild conditions, you know. Sometimes it takes a couple days to get everything worked out. He changed main sails. He changed his rig tension on the water. What he did is he was feeling a little bit of lee helm, so he raked the mast back a little bit to balance the boat out. He couldn't pull the side stays down because the boats are a bit twitchy and it's hard to adjust the side stays on the water. But it looks like whatever he did is working for him because he's sailing nice and high, nice and powered up. I mean, that's what champions do, right, Chris? They make these adjustments on the water to make themselves better through the regatta.
Yeah, that's right. It's all those little fine adjustments. It's only, you know, maybe a centimetre or so that he let off in tension, but every little centimetre counts. The difference between staying on the foils and falling off the foils could be that, and that's about it. So we'll see how he goes up this first work. He's gone out to the favoured side. And it looks pretty good because from this angle, they're sort of slightly starting to knock off, which means when they take over to the other tack, they'll be lifting all the way up to that top windward mark. So It looks pretty good. The guys on the left-hand side are sort of stuck out there in no man's land at the moment, and they'll probably be knocking off the whole way across, coming back to that windward mark, I think, from the left.
Yeah, they're just going to go out, bang that right-hand side, and come over what they think is the ley line. And what we've seen is here, the 7th race to start, 2010 Mothworlds Championships. We got Bora, who looked like he was really coming over the top. We got one guy that is tacked up there. He's tacked over. Bora changing his rig tension, changed his sail. He's got that CST composite mast, and a lot of guys up front have got those. Everyone is heading out. Well, most everyone is heading out to the right-hand side. I mean, the guys that would go left here, I would think, the guys that have gone left here, I would think, are kind of taking a flyer and trying to hook up on something so they can come in and get that top 10, you know. And if you're far back in the points, if you're far back in the standings, you take more flyers, you take more risks. And that's kind of what we're seeing with the guys on the left-hand side. In this dying breeze, the guys are still foiling. We're looking at about 7 knots of breeze. They're probably going upwind around 10 to 12 knots. As I look up the course, it looks like Arnaud has tacked over. I can't tell. It looks like a U.S. sail. The guys that all train together and run those Norse tacked over. But also, strangely enough, they're not sailing very high coming back from the right-hand side. Maybe there's a bit of a left shift, you know, as these pressure patches come down. If you get on the wrong side of it, Chris, you could be looking pretty bad on these boats, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, well, it could be shifting back left. It's hard to tell from this distance, but you know.
Well, we're checking out.
Sorry about that. They're the guys that are coming back on that tack seem to be knocking back as they're coming back on that starboard tack, which definitely wasn't their plan originally. But you know, now they look like the guys that went out to the left might be getting a bit of an advantage coming back, even though they seem to have less breeze there. They seem to have a better angle, but I suppose that'll all come to a head as we get to the top mark. I think JC's just talking to the start crew here and trying to nut out how many laps they're going to be doing, because the last race was 3 laps. How many laps are we doing, JC, on this one? We're doing 3 laps.
Yep.
3 laps.
Yep. So we have a 3-lapper here, and as I look up, the PRO told me, oh, it's at about 6.8 at the committee boat right now. Our max speed for the day, which was probably, was it during the last race? During the last race, probably around 13.3 knots is the max speed at the committee boat, with an average of 9.5. And we're looking at 8 knots right now. We have a little pressure patch coming down, 7.2 knots. And do you want us to push off for the, yep. So they want us to push off of the committee boat for the mark rounding, because we're kind of in the way here.